Hello and welcome back to another LEGO review. Yes, another LEGO Bricklink review. Yes, this is also part of the Series 5 as well as the Bricklink 25th anniversary, like the antique shop. So, today's set is the adventure in Transylvania. Yes, looks absolutely fantastic and I can't wait to build it. Now, this goes for 550 Australian dollars. It's designed by SleeplessNight. Has 4,056 pieces, has 14 minifigures, set number 910049. Yeah, looks absolutely fantastic. So, without further ado, let's get building, shall we? Now here we have the minifigures of Adventure in Transylvania. Now all these minifigures don't have like an official title to them, so this is just what I think the minifigures are. So we have a teacher with her students here. The teacher's got printing on the front as well as the back of the torso, no printing on the legs or arms, and then no double-sided face. And then here is a better look at the printing on the back of the torso. Voila. And then she also comes with a scarf. Now, some of the other minifigures in this set are some investigators, the owner of the house, we have a bandit, which you can see in the back there. Then you also have a skeleton in a coffin, and a ghost, and then a groundskeeper, as well as the owner of the house. Now, probably the weirdest minifigure of this set as well is just we have a chef. For some reason, this set comes with a chef. There is no kitchen in this set, so I don't know why there is a chef. I just kind of find it funny, yeah, that we just get given a chef and it's kind of just out of place because there is no kitchen. Then we move on to the second minifigure. We have a student. She's got printing on the front as well as the back of the torso, no printing on the arms or the legs, and then she also has the small bendable leg and has no double-sided face. And then here is a better look at the back printing. And then moving on to the last student, which does have a double-sided face. She has printing on the front as well as the back of the torso. No printing on the arms, and then has no printing on the legs as well. And then here is her first look, shocked, and then her second look. And there is her second look, which is happy, as well as the back printing on the torso. And there we have the student and teachers of the Adventures in Transylvania. Let's move on to the minifigure at the back. Oh, there goes one of the students. The bandit. Here we have the bandit. He's got printing on the front as well as the back of the torso. No printing on the arms or legs, and has no double-sided face. Comes with one accessory, this gun, and then here is a better look at the back printing. And there we have the bandit. Let's move on to the investigators. Here we have one of the investigators. They got printing on the front as well as the back of the torso. No printing on the arms or leg, and has a double-sided face. So here is her first look, which is kind of concerned, interested. And then her second look, which is a happy look. And then also a better look at the back torso printing. And there we have one of the first investigators. Let's move on to some more investigators. Here we have another one of the investigators. They got printing on the front as well as the back. No printing on the arms or leg, and has no double-sided face. Comes with a little accessory, which is this umbrella. And then here is a better look at the back printing. And then also the front printing with the scarf off. Voila. And there we have one of the investigators. Let's move on to some more investigators, shall we? Which is just over in the next room. Or, well, the same room, but on the next side, should I say. And here we have the other investigators. She's got dual-molded legs, no printing on the arms, and then printing on the front as well as the back of the torso, and then a double-sided face. So her first look, which is happy, and then her second look, which is terrified, as well as the back torso printing. And then obviously she comes with this satchel, which is most commonly known for with Indiana Jones. Better look at the back torso printing as well as the front torso printing. And there we have the investigator. We have one of them. Let's move on to the second one here, who's got printing on the front as well as the back of the torso. No printing on the arms or leg, and comes with this magnifying glass, and it has no double-sided face. Now, the fun thing about this minifigure as well is that his hat is glow in the dark. So there is the magnifying glass, and then here is a better look at the back torso printing, and then his head. And then now, just before we go on to our next minifigure on the other levels, we've got one more minifigure, which is in this coffin. And out he pops. So he's got printing on the front as well as the back of the torso. No printing on the arms or leg, and has no double-sided face. Here is a better look at the printing on the front torso. I'll just take his head off. There is the front printing, and then here is the back torso printing. And then we just put him back together again. There is his head. No double-sided face. Put the hair back on. Put him back in his coffin, like so. And then down he goes. If I can find it. In the coffin he goes. And now we have the bottom floor. Let's move on to the next floor, where we will see the chef. For some reason, there is a chef in this set, and I still don't know why. Here we have the minifigure that probably makes the least amount of sense having in this set, mainly because there is no kitchen, and it's also kind of funny just having this minifigure in it, which is the chef. Now, he's got printing on the front as well as the back of the torso, no printing on the arms or leg, and comes with two accessories, and it has no double-sided face. So here is a look at the front printing of the torso. Now, here's a better look without the pumpkin, and then also the back torso printing. And then here is a better look at the knife, as well as the pumpkin is one of the pumpkins that you can put on a minifigure's head if you wanted to, like so. Ooh, spooky. I'll just put the pumpkin back there, and then I'll show you a better look at the minifigure's face without the mustache piece on it. And then here he is, and then there is the chef. Now, just before I get on to other minifigures, if you could see in the background, there is another minifigure already here, which is a statue of a knight. Now, before we get to that, goodbye, chef. Whee! So here we have the knight statue. He's got a shield and then an axe, which uses a staff piece, a lightsaber piece, an axe, and then a little unicorn horn. He also comes with a shield, which is sadly got a sticker on it. And then he's got silver legs, and then he's got a chest piece. The body under it is all black as well as the head. He's got a helmet which has this little feather piece coming out. Here's a front look, and then here is a better look at the back. And then here is what it looks like without the armor on. And then here is the back, and there we have the armored knight, or the knight statue, should I say. Let's move on to the top floor, which has the groundskeeper as well as the ghost. Here we have the groundskeeper and ghost, starting off with the groundskeeper, who's got dual molded legs, printing on the front as well as the back of the torso, and printing on the arms, has a double-sided face and comes with this lantern here. So here is his first look, which is terrified, and then his second look, which is happy, as well as a better look at the back torso printing. Then let's move on to the ghost. Now the ghost comes with these leg pieces that make it look like she's a ghost, which are really cool, with like transparently flowing piece. And then she's got printing on the front as well as the back of the torso, no printing on the arms. Comes with this golden key, which is, yeah, to open this chest here, covered in cobwebs. There's also a little gargoyle there, which is pretty cool. And then has no double-sided face. Here is a better look at the back torso printing. And there we have the ghost and groundskeeper. Let's move on to the owner of the castle, shall we? Here we have the owner of the castle. He's got printing on the front as well as the back of the torso, no printing on the arms or leg, and has a double-sided face. So here is his first look, which is chill, and then here is a better look at the back torso printing, and then here is his second face. So here is his second face, which is terrified. That's probably because he's afraid that a chandelier might drop on him, like so. And there we have all the minifigures of the adventures in Transylvania. And there we have the adventures in Transylvania. This set looks absolutely phenomenal with great minifigures. It's just fantastic. A great display piece and also some great play features. The only problem I have with this is, yeah, some unstable bits, which I've noticed in other Bricklink sets. But otherwise that, yeah, it's small things that aren't luckily too obvious, and they're like only small bits. But otherwise that, it's a fantastic set, and if you got this set, I think you'll like it as well. It is just a perfect set to put with all like the other Lego castles that have been made, as well as the other one, yeah, the Bricklink castle that came out last series. But until then, see you next time for Lego Gizmo. Yes, Gremlins, which is one of my favorite films. So see you then. Happy building.